Hello, welcome back to Jack Knives Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Jack Knives. Today I will be reviewing Bullet Train. Bullet Train is an action mystery thriller starring Brad Pitt about a group of assassins, mercenaries, and crime syndicate members, all with different goals, from theft to murder, all taking place on a bullet train headed towards Kyoto, Japan, and a possible bigger threat than all of them put together. So, Bullet Train kind of threw me through a loop. I didn't really know what to expect with this movie. It had this weird yet fun, interesting concept of a movie where its visual is kind of what I refer to as Japan neo-aesthetic. So think of films like Blade Runner, this, or things like Cyberpunk, or things like, you know, just this kind of almost future but not quite future kind of aesthetic, but it's centered around Asian culture. And I love that concept because there's so much you can play around with that, especially with Japanese culture being more traditional and the futuristic aspects still being unknown. And the meshing of the two, traditional meeting new unknowns, there's so many possibilities that you can do with that. But as far as the film itself goes, the choreography for the fighting is fantastic. The visuals are great. All-star cast are hilarious. The balance between action, the comedy wasn't as cringy as I was expecting because of the fact that it was written by the people who made Deadpool. And not to diss on Deadpool. I do think Deadpool is a fantastic movie for what it is. But it's kind of like, with Ryan Reynolds, it's either you like it or you don't. And he's very hit or miss depending on the context of what he's doing. But on top of that, it's also got a blend of giving each person an opportunity to shine. I love when a movie has an all-star cast and it doesn't overshadow one another. That's something that a lot of filmmakers screw up on. It does seem like there's a lot you could build off of this world, but it doesn't give you enough to, you know, follow the seeds of a world building. You're similar to Brad Pitt. The worlds of the crime syndicates, of the assassins, of the deals, of what's going on, are just as unknown to you as it is to Brad Pitt's character. And that confusion adds so many extra elements to enjoying this movie because you are just as confused as he is. He's like if you took one of those bumbling robbers from an 80s cop movie and you put him into a Yakuza film. And it's just like the visual contrast to that, but it's really well done the way it does it. It's really worth seeing. It's a must-see for anyone who likes like a good action comedy, wants some good visual aesthetics, likes, you know, Japanese culture. It's just a great overall fun popcorn movie. I will say there are one or two things where I'm like, well, I could have cut that, or maybe there are times where there's a few flaws in the fact that it seems like they're sidestepping too many stories, but not to the point where it's unable to follow, but it's more who to take the audience away from their focus. And it does fault a little bit on that front. But overall, it's still a fantastic movie, and I really recommend checking it out. I give Bullet Train 4.5 out of 5. Have you seen Bullet Train? Let me know in the comments down below. Till then, I'll see you next time.